Hello, everyone. So, I was just wanting to share a few things that I have learned about salvation and what it means. I'd been asking the Lord in the past month to really show me what salvation means, what salvation is, because I guess it's one of those buzzwords we have in Christianity. We say, like, salvation, we need to find salvation, um, and I'd never really completely understood what it meant. Um, and I looked up what it meant in Hebrew, and it was all these different words basically about rescuing, helping, um, extricating, saving from trouble, um, so many different things. Well, very similar. Like basically, rescue is the main word that I would have interpreted those meanings from. And also in Psalms it talks about the horn of our salvation, like, God, you're the horn of my salvation. And I really think they mean in that particular phrase, you are my saving strength. You're the strength that bridges the gap, that when my strength is not sufficient, you're my saving strength. Um, you're the horn, and I always thought that the horn was like a trumpet. So like um, like I imagined um someone to be like blowing a trumpet when it talked about the horn of my salvation, like in victory, like in war or whatever. And maybe that could be another sort of, well, it doesn't actually mean that. It means the horn I read was that someone had wrote about how bulls fight, and when the when one bull wins, he lifts up his head, and his horns lift up with his head, and uh, that is what they was they said that the horn of salvation is talking about. And also, one thing that totally floored me, the main thing, the last thing I'm gonna say, is that Jesus' name in Hebrew, Yeshua, literally means salvation. How good is that? That, like, Jesus was sal um the ultimate tool of salvation. Like, so he's obviously he saves us from hell when his spirit lives in us and we are raised with him after we die, as it talks about in Romans 8. And so the he'd been showing his salvation to the Jews throughout their story, in Egypt, with Esther, so many times. So that's why we hear about the word salvation in the Psalms as well before Jesus, and those were written before Jesus had even been born. So, um, and, um, yeah, like, Jesus is salvation 100%. He's salvation. Um, it's not complicated. He, um, we fell short according to the law, and Jesus is the way we get saved out of the just punishment of death for us that